Hello, friends, and welcome to the Monday Show, episode 13. I am your host, Wes. With me, as always, my good friend, Ruuts. Ruuts, lucky 13, brother.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think time's flying, man.
I
Flying.
think so too. This is the most magical Monday that we've had thus far, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Magical Monday Show. All right. So speaking of magical, speaking of spooky, speaking of ghosts, Spectro. First up on the docket today, of the games that we tried this week, the most surprising, right?
Yeah, actually, I wasn't that I was dreading this game. I thought, it's a little cartoony. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it that much, but it was a game that I wanted to try in general, and so when Driven By wanted us to check it out, I thought, why not? I picked it up. I got it actually on sale from Kingwin for $8, which is quite a good deal. It's usually $20, and I got a good deal on it. And even if it was $20, I thought, wow, this is actually a pretty good game.
Yeah, it was very good. You know, it was the thing about this game that I thought that I wouldn't like was what I ended up liking about it. You know, I thought that this was going to be a kid's game. Seemed like a kid's game to me. Turned out it is kind of like a kid's game, but it's like a Nintendo game. That's what it felt like to me. Did it feel like a Nintendo game to you?
Yeah, the music was very Nintendo-esque. I think they kind of they made it seem like it was Luigi's Mansion almost in a general. And I know it's an early access, and somebody's suggested maybe you could get the ghosts and fling them around and bang them on the wall and have to be a little bit more physical, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, I think they did a really good job with this. You know, you've got your gun there. Are limited in what you can do. He's just sucking up the candle. That you have to use the candle to power it. So you can only use so much, and those ghosts are everywhere, and they get more aggressive as you go through the tower as you get higher, right?
Yeah. Procedurally generated exploration game is what this is. And it's not just ghosts that you're looking for. You're looking for coins. There's all sorts of power ups for you to progress your character. But like most roguelikes, you die, you're back to step one. And the object of the game here is to make it to the top of the tower. But the only way that you can go upstairs is by finding the secret door that leads to the stairs, which is a really cool concept, I thought. Roots, what did you think about the variety here? I mean, as far as like the floor to floor, did you think the progression went quickly enough, or did it just seem repetitive to you?
It went quick enough, but I feel like we're starting on level one is a little too punishing because it is repetitive in a sense. You know, I mean, you're killing a lot of these ghosts, and once you die, you lose everything except for your coins. That's the only thing, and you can buy all your weapons. You can buy back in the store. Everything that you've unlocked, you can buy back in the store, but you have to get the coins again. And so far, I got to level 5. I know you did too. You quit because you ran out of time. I got overwhelmed with ghosts. These ghosts actually get, like I said, they get more aggressive, and they'll start shaking on the door. And I've gone through like 3 or 4 doors, and shut them all, and they've followed me, and eventually made it through to me as well. So that was kind of cool. And they're there's different types of ghosts, right? You ran into the bomber guy, right? And then there's some other weird hat thing. I don't even know what the hell that thing was. But what do you think of that?
Yeah, I thought that the different ghost types were a nice twist. I mean, it was a much needed variant in the gameplay. You never know what you're going to get when you open one of these doors. You always know that one of those bastards are in there, but they're not always even right out where you can see them. Sometimes they're hiding in objects, like they might be in a book or a cup or a clock or something. And, you're rattling this stuff around trying to get coins, which, by the way, sound like Mario coins when you pick them up. Uh, and you know, you rattle this stuff around, all of a sudden you have a ghost popping out attacking you, and you know, a legitimate shock from time to time when these things jump out after you, because you have to get the hell out of Dodge. You can't sit still because they will jack you up if you sit still. Um, you know, when I saw the trailer for this, I thought it looked a little cartoony, looked a bit like a Quest game, but I was actually really surprised at how good this game looked once you're in it. They use a lot of bloom, a lot of lighting effects, and a very colorful scene to make this thing look very good. I mean, I thought it looked really good. What did you think about how it looked?
Yeah, I had it super sampled really high, and it looked amazing and very immersive. You know, as I'm running around, and that's when I ended up dying. I got surrounded by those ghosts, and it was crazy. Did you find any of those star things? I guess there's a star thing there. I never found any of the stars. No.
And what about that? I found like a totem that when I clicked on it, it said some kind of weird thing to me about a shadow or something like that. And I think it was trying to get me to find whatever the shadow was for,
Hmm.
but I didn't figure it out until I like kind of ran out of time. Did you have any kind of experience with that thing? And if so, how did it go for you?
No, I found that totem there. So essentially find the totem for every level, and when you do find it, you put your hand over it, and
Yeah.
it'll show a picture of the room that has a secret door in it, and so you got to go find that room, and then open up that secret door, and that's how you get through. That's the only totem I've found.
Yeah.
As far as that
what I was
goes.
talking about, I'm sorry. What I was talking about is like this stone guy that's like waist high and has
Hmm.
glowing eyes.
Okay, no, I never saw that. So I guess there's
So
extra shit in there that we've, either you or I haven't seen. I don't know. I'm way more impressed with this game than I thought I was going to be. Glad I picked it up, and I want to go back into it. And it has a lot of that draw you back in that we always talk about. Reasons to go back, and because you're going to go through these levels over and over again. You're gonna unlock stuff, and you're gonna be able to have better gear to get higher in the tower. And I want to get to the top and get that mask and see what this is all about.
yeah, definitely a game that I could see myself going back into. A game I feel like could probably run on Quest if they really tried hard enough, and I think it would be a good fit for the Quest because it's very user friendly. I think people of all ages and all tastes can enjoy a game like this because there's a little something for everybody. There's a little FPS in it. There's a little exploration in it, and while every playthrough through is alike, none of them are exactly alike. You know, so I'm developing a bit of a taste for these roguelikes, and I never liked them before, uh, which is really odd to me. I always kind of hated the roguelike games, but we've had some good ones come out this last year in VR, haven't we?
Yeah, it's all about that draw, man. A roguelike, if it gives you a reason to go back in, like even Pistol Whip in a sense, even though it's not a roguelike, but it's any game that draws you back in, that makes you want to go back in. Like every time on this that I died a couple times, I immediately wanted to jump back in there and get further and find more stuff. So but yeah,
Solid palate cleanser, right?
yeah, this is it. This is my new palate cleanser.
Yeah,
I say
for sure.
move
You know
over Audica.
what the original MSRP is for this?
Mm-mm.
I don't know either. I would say that it's a $15 or $20 game. It's probably worth $20.
Oh no,
I
it
would
is
imagine.
20. Yeah, it is going for $20 right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So you got a deal on it then.
yeah, like I said, Kingwin. I got it from Kingwin, and those are legit keys. So um,
Yeah, yeah. People like to question that, and they don't know where these keys come from. This is a key broker getting these keys from a legit source. I would imagine, if I had to guess, and I don't want to throw anybody under a bus or ruin anybody's gravy train here, But I imagine that these devs probably have a lot of overstock keys that they get for reviews and things. And this is probably a way for the devs to make a few dollars without having to give Steam a cut. And I'm all for it. You guys act like there's something shady going on here. It's not like you can steal game keys, dudes. You know what I mean? These are
Right.
coming from somewhere. They're most likely coming from the developer. And if the developer can profit in any way without having to give their cut to the big corporation, hey, I'm all for it.
Not only that, but if I get to try it, we can try it and let people know if it's worth playing. My thing is, if I've got somebody, if we even have one person in the that watches the show that wants to know about something, and we can, I'd like to at least try it, right?
Yeah, for sure. So here you go, Driven By.
This
It's a
one's for
good
you.
game. Better than I thought even. And definitely going to go back in and check it out. I guess watch our channels. If I don't play through it, Roots will, and I'm sure there's a video coming up.
This would be a good one to stream, right?
Yeah, because you could talk to people and play this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a something you have to overly think. You have to be thorough with your investigation because you can find stuff anywhere.
Yeah, especially those life potions. That was funny. I kept gathering those, and I was thinking, man, for a while, I'm never going to use these. And then all of a sudden, I came across a whole bunch of ghosts in a short time, and I was surrounded, and I couldn't get through the door, and I had no candle, and I was dying, and I was like drinking potion after potion, and then it dawned on me that's why I have so many. They're everywhere, right?
Yeah, a little too many actually, in my opinion. It kind of, well, I mean, in a way, it makes the game easier than it should be. But then again, it's not easy to use those items when you need to because when you're on the verge of death, normally you have something attacking you, and these ghosts are fast. They're aggressive. They shoot projectiles. Some of them bomb you. Uh, you have to basically try to use these items on the run, and you don't have a big wide open space to run. You're running basically through a small, 1-story apartment flat, and yeah, definitely a few too many of the life potions, but I did enjoy finding all the different upgrades and things for the guns. I thought that was really cool.
I found myself running mostly trying to find a candle. I'm like, because they're not, they respawn, after a bit, but it's not like they're everywhere. So you're going through all these rooms and there's no candles, and you running into like 5 ghosts, and then there's another one, and you've ran out of your stuff, and you're running, and Ruuts is scared, and there's nowhere to run, and yeah, it's not a good scene.
I just kept going back to the same candle, reloading on it, and making sure I had a full meter before I opened a new door.
Well, that's typical West, though. That's like, I was thinking about pistol whip. That's like, I guarantee after every shot you reloaded, right?
Oh, yeah, for
Even
sure.
though you had
for sure.
15 clip, right?
I was reloading to the beat, son. Boom, psh, boom. Psh.
Oh, man.
All right, so let's move on. What else did we play this week, Roots?
We played a game we got from developers. Actually came in and gave it to us in the Discord, and it is Thief Simulator VR.
Yeah, an interesting one here. They've basically taken this flat game and they've put their best effort forth to make it seem like a built from the ground up VR experience. And they've done very well in some aspects of that. I mean, the hand presence is very, very good. The locomotion is really good in it. Roots, what really, really impressed me that these guys got right, that a lot of VR developers get wrong. Options for days in this thing, son. You can set it up any way you want as far as comfort options, locomotion options. I mean, just an abundance of options from the very get-go when you get into this thing. Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I went through and changed a lot of them. Now, this is an early access, and it's not even out yet or on in VR, and so even when it does get released, I think it's not next week. It is going to be early access. So there are some things that we will bring up that there's a lot of goods and a few things that need to be tweaked. But that's good news of early access, right? So they're going to be working on it. I mean, look at all those options of things you can buy. I haven't bought anything yet. Have you bought anything?
Just the stuff that
Oh,
I
the
bought
free
a
stuff.
lockpick. I bought the things that the guy told me to buy. This game's odd. I spent well over an hour in this game, like an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, and I still think I'm in the tutorial for this thing. It's so detailed, the way the gameplay is. I mean, it seems simple enough, right? You're a thief. You're going and you're scoping out these houses and robbing them. But there's actually a lot to it when you take, what you do with the loot, how you sell it, how you buy things to upgrade. Uh, your character is completely progressive. Like you earn skill points that unlock skills. So like you develop like your lock picking branch of skills. So like you start off being able to pick basic locks, and then as you go on, you can pick more and more progressively difficult and harder locks to crack. And that's just one example of one skill. Uh, Very much a flat game level of detail here, right, Roots?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, it's definitely, and that's one of the things that I think as they work on this game, they'll tweak, like we were saying, like the crowbar kept doing weird things on our belt and stuff. You even stuck it in your backpack just to get it out of the way. I didn't think about that. I just kept dealing with it and trying to grab stuff and having it get grabbed in my hand and stuff. But yeah, no, I really was impressed with just about everything, the way that they've transported this over, and I'm really excited to see when they get it completely finished. And the one thing that I would say, like you said, I feel like some of this stuff is a little too slow paced, and you were saying this as well in the beginning. Like you went to like 3 or 4 different houses, and it was like you barely scratched the surface. And I don't know if that's just part of the tutorial or what. I don't know what this person's doing. Now, you didn't hit any pedestrians, did you?
No, I did not hit any
Okay,
pedestrians.
yeah.
I was actually good about not only not hitting pedestrians, but not being seen by them either.
Yeah, no, so I guess let's talk about that. There's some different things you can and can't do and don't want to be doing, right? When you're walking around, you don't want to be like brandishing your crowbar so people know. I know I came out of one house and went to open the gate, and somebody was right there, and it said trespassing, and I jumped off to the side, and the person walked away, and then I was able to walk out. But so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of realistic in that sense where uh you'll get in trouble for suspicious behavior. If you're walking down the street carrying a crowbar or a flashlight, people are gonna draw, it's gonna draw attention to you. There was once where I was crouching walking down the sidewalk, and it was like, hey dude, you shouldn't be crouching here. You know, it's suspicious activity. And you basically, if you're not blending in, then you've got trouble on your hands. Uh, when you're getting ready to break into a house, you have to stay out of the light. If you use your flashlight, you have to make sure people don't see it. Um, it's a simulation. I mean, it is what it says it is. It's a simulation. What Root said is true. There are a few telltale signs of early access jank, which is to be expected. The crowbar thing that he mentioned is absolutely true. They give you a way to holster your crowbar, but it's generally on the side of your dominant hand. So as you're trying to pick things up, half the time you just end up grabbing your crowbar off of your belt instead. Another thing I didn't really care for is when you're picking something up off the ground, most VR games won't make you bend all the way down to the ground and put your hand on something to pick it up. Generally, you could get fairly close to it and hit the grip button, and it'll kind of fly into your hand. Not with this game. I mean, if you're getting something out of the back of a cupboard, you've got to get back in there and grab it, which I didn't really care for so much. The driving was not comfortable for me. Ruuts, what about you?
No, you said there was an option for thumbstick driving, but I did the same thing you did. You can actually grab the steering wheel and drive, which was kind of cool, but it's the trying to shift going forward or drive or reverse, and then doing the steering, and then the brakes. It just seemed like it was punching too much on the gas, and
Yeah, yeah, that I had that problem for sure.
yeah. So it was very weird. It was awkward. But I do like I like driving like that with the steering wheel. I don't know. It was a little awkward.
Yeah, all minor problems. Just basic the kind of stuff you expect out of an early access game, to be honest. Uh, and overall, I was fairly impressed here with the concept. I left out of it feeling like I haven't really got into it yet, even though I spent this 60 to 90 minutes in the game, and for a VR game that's a long time. This isn't really a VR game. This is a flat game. So I don't feel like I've really even got started. Like I said, I still feel like I'm in the tutorial here. I feel like this game is going to get better as you go, and I really haven't even learned how to play fully yet. But a very realistic simulation as far as that goes, and something I was impressed about, and a game I will be putting more time into.
That guy's breaking the toilet, man. And what is with this person? He's breaking the toilet. He's stealing bread box. Now that's one of the things I thought that was cool. You can hit the button inside trigger, and it'll tell you the value of it. And it even said that as he was picking stuff up and putting it in the bag. And I mean, I guess maybe something valuable in his defense. Something valuable is in the bread box, but I don't know what he thought was in the ketchup bottle that he stole. That's not going to get you any money. But that's the thing is, like, I didn't get that. I didn't scratch my itch. I want to steal some good shit. I want some PlayStations. I want some jewelry. I want to steal a car and dismantle it, So I'm definitely going to be going back in there. Because like you said, there's so many options, so many tools to build and buy. And there's reasons to go back in again. Reasons as you're building your way up, you're getting cooler stuff. And I just think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's the thing about this game. It's a progression, and it's a fairly slow merit-based progression. You have to work your way up, and right now you're a petty thief, nickel and diamond just to try to get by. But before long, your skill level is going to increase as you. What did you think about the character progression? I kept getting these skill points for stealth, extra points to apply to my character and unlocking skill trees. Did you mess with that stuff any?
Well, I didn't get any points, man. Like that. Now I feel like I missed out on the game. I want to get some skill points. I want to unlock some stealth shit. Maybe you were doing stuff that I didn't even really notice what was with the watch. I noticed that it was a cool thing, but I didn't know that until I'm watching this video that it is actually leading you places. Because I was wandering the neighborhood, like looking for 109. The first house they tell you to go to is 109, and I couldn't find it for a little bit. So, but
I got trapped in 110. I got like trapped in the yard. I kind of had to go through 111 to get into 110. Is that how you got into 110? Like you went into 111 and that chick was looking out the window, and you kind of had to sneak by.
Sneak by, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find my way out of that until I figured, dumb shit, just go out the other window. I had to go. I was like roaming all around this backyard trying to climb back up that thing that I jumped down, and I couldn't get out. And eventually it dawned on me, hey, I bet I could just go back in 110 and go out a front window. And sure enough, I got right out.
See, my character, he was grabbing all this nickel and diamond stuff because he's addicted to meth, and he's stealing toasters and all sorts of stuff just to get his, had a whole backstory going, So he needs to get some
Yeah.
more money though. That's not too much money though.
Yeah, I think the way this works is you gather your money to buy tools to help you be a better thief. You gather experience points to unlock your skill tree to learn new skills to help be a better thief. And then as you become better, then you stop going through these smaller houses and you start to go into the nicer neighborhoods.
Mm.
And there they have the PlayStations, they have the nice cars. That's when this game is going to get fun. We're just still kind of in the tutorial, I think.
Did you run into anybody? Because that was my thing. Every time I opened a door, I was expecting somebody to, be there. And so far, I never ran into anybody in the houses, which, oh my God, how horrifying would that be, right?
I thought about trying to go into 111 and trying to kill those people when I was stuck. Couldn't figure out how to get out. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go in this house and kill these people.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool if they let me do that. Let me switch it up,
I've got a crowbar. I could beat that bitch to death quick.
Maybe I don't want to just stop at being a thief, maybe I want to be a murderer too. So that's the tree, right? So I saw that there was skills and stuff. I never clicked on it, man. I had that cool tablet, but I never I only clicked on what it was telling me I needed to do. So
Yeah, there's a lot to this game. It's like I said, this is a flat game level of detail, and it's a legit simulator. It's an odd thing to simulate, being a thief, but it's a pretty accurate simulation. The only thing I didn't really see them doing here, real thieves that are hooked on drugs, they don't just stop at toasters and shit. They'll tear the walls down, steal the copper wiring out, strip the place down. You know what I mean? And they don't ever go back to the same street and hit different houses on the same street. That's stupid. You're going to get caught doing that shit. You have to go to different places all around town.
or if you were going to hit 109, 110, 111, you're not going to go from 109 back to the shop.
Right.
And then go back to the same street. Who knows what 111 is thinking, or that lady, man. No wonder why she was looking at you weird, dude. You were back there again, third time, stealing people's shit, right? She's like,
pizza.
This dude's...
Did you guys order pizza?
Like,
What are you doing
no.
with the crowbar pizza guy?
Yeah. Oh man. But no, this is definitely a good game, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with it in early access and when they get it all completely tweaked and polished up. And I think it's gonna be a really good game.
Yeah, potential here. Definitely need there's a few rough spots to iron out. The backpack system. Backpack was pretty cool if you left it on your back. If you took it off and you're standing next to a table or something, it kind of got a little floppy, a little weird. Basic early access stuff that you expect. When they get that stuff ironed out, a lot of potential here for a game that you can spend some time in. One of these games that we've been talking about that you can put in 30 minutes, 45 minutes at a time, and just have a little fun and then go on to the next. So again, yeah, I'm glad I played it. Want to thank the developer for giving us review access to this game. We're going to continue to make good use of it, and wish them the best of luck with their launch into early access next week.
Yeah, for sure.
$15, not bad for a game of this scale, is it?
No, especially since, like you said, I've already spent close to 2 hours in there, and haven't even gotten past toasters, and you can get a couple bucks for those frying pans. You don't turn your nose up at those, dude.
Hey, that Russian pawn shop gave me $20 for those toasters, man.
Really? Holy
$20.
crap. That guy, that is one thing too. Make that guy look real. He looked like a mannequin, dude,
Yeah,
But,
a little bit. I wanted to sell him that TV because the guy told you specifically, don't sell the TV at the pawn shop.
Yeah.
And there's a spot there for you to take large items. I thought, maybe I just go in here and sell this TV. Screw that guy.
I wonder why. I wonder if he knows something. He knows that you're gonna get traced,
No, he had a spot set up. He had it sold on eBay, basically. You take that TV in there, then you have to get on the computer and sell it. Got $50 for that TV.
That's a good deal, right?
For those old Tube TVs? Hell yeah, it's a good deal. Somebody must have had a Nintendo they wanted to play or something.
Yeah, that's all they had, right? Actually, that's
Right.
not that good a deal, really, for them. Because okay, the pawn shop gave you $50. Good deal for you. Pawn shop gave you 50, and that means they're going to sell it for more. And how much did you pay for your flat screen that after you broke your one?
$50.
Not for some tube piece of shit, but this could be like, well, no, that tablet's pretty new, man. I think somebody got ripped off here. At least we
Oh
got
yeah,
a
for
good deal.
sure they stole those tablets. He's got a. There's even another computer up there that's locked. You have to have hacking skills to even use that computer. So I imagine it's stolen too, right? Probably locked out.
Oh yes, that's cool though. There is a lot to this game.
Did you do the lockpick tutorial?
No, see, I never got to the lockpick. I was roaming the neighborhood, dude, for like 20 minutes on foot. It told me to
They have a.
stop for some reason, so I stopped and I was walking around and I thought, okay, maybe I need to be stealth. I can't just walk right up to the house and steal from it, And then Wes is telling me, he's like, oh no, I drove right up to the backyard and literally got out and got the TV and loaded it right up. And I'm thinking, I was walking with that TV for like blocks, dude. And I was trying not to let people see
I
me.
kept dropping it. Did you keep dropping the TV?
It was weird. I didn't know if I had it, if I was carrying it or what the deal was. Yeah, it was weird. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little bit weird because I wasn't doing anything weird. I thought maybe at first that my crowbar was knocking into it and making me drop it, but I put my crowbar away and still kept dropping the damn TV. I was like, man, this must be a heavy ass TV. I keep dropping it.
yeah, it's too. That car looks pretty old too. So maybe it was a little dated as far as the time period. Maybe we're assuming.
1989 Ford Escort hatchback. Look at that.
Oh yeah, who doesn't love that, right?
Who doesn't, man? If you're
Yeah.
going to steal boxy ass TVs, that's what you want.
That's right. You gotta have the right car for the job, right?
That's right.
So,
All right. Anyway, a lot of potential here. Definitely worth $15. Definitely worth a shot in early access. Out next week. Be sure to check it out.
yep.
All right. Now let's talk about something that I've been a fan of for quite some time. A to be continued that was finally continued. Wolves in the Walls. You heard us talk about this some time ago on this program. Pretty much the best VR interactive experience. You know what I'm talking about when I say experience. These arts and crafts, these VR films that have some interactivity. Pretty much the top of the food chain when it comes to these things so far. Ruuts, there's a lot to love about this thing. What really strikes me more than anything is the connection that you make with this little girl. I've been in a lot of these things, and a lot of them are a lot more realistic looking than this is. This is really cartoony, but for some reason, this little girl feels real, doesn't she?
Yeah, there's some kind of AI that they have in there that's like, and I even looked like when she walks around you here in a second and it's like she makes, no matter where you walk with her, she's making eye contact, and she's like, they designed it, especially the first one. They said they were going to do it more in the second and the third, to where it's just more about interacting with you, and then what you do is going to change what she does as far as where she's looking and so forth. So it really does. And then the story really does a good job of making you feel for her, and more so than any other one that I've ever felt.
Yeah, she's neglected pretty much by her entire family. And I have a feeling, there's a lot of symbolism going on here. This isn't a straightforward story. There's some kind of story behind the story here, and I still haven't quite put it together yet, but I'm quite sure that a lot of it has to do with this little girl being neglected. And yeah, they build the sympathy from the very first minute of the game, and it continues right on to the end. Roots Part 2, Part 3. Where's the dividing line there? It was just like Part 2 to me.
Yeah, it's weird because I went through it and I thought I was waiting for part 3 and then it ended. And then, but when I went back into the chapters to look, there was actually two, 1, 2, and 3. So, but it did give you an option, and I'm sure you clicked it because I did too. It said finish it all in one or something like this. So, if we didn't, I'm assuming it would have done the second one, and we would have had another intermission, and then we would have done the third one, which I kind of wish I'd done because now I'm wondering like you. But I kind of, as I'm sitting here thinking about the story, I kind of understand a little bit, and we won't give too much away, but about the ending. But I don't know if you noticed, when everything was going on and the big thing at the end, when you were interacting in that last scene and you were hitting things and they were exploding into items.
Yeah.
And they were personal items of each different person,
Right.
I just I'll talk to you about it because it really is almost an epiphany moment that or maybe we could I guess I say we could talk about this at the end, but we're not reviewing it. So yeah, but no, it's definitely, it's really worth checking out. It's free. It's what, 45 minutes long. I mean, it won
like
all sorts of awards, Sundance Awards. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, how odd is that? We get these things all the time, and some of them are really good, but almost universally, the biggest complaint about these types of experiences is they're always too short. And here we have easily the best one that we've ever seen, and not only is the quality level there, but it's 45 minutes. It's like almost a made-for-TV film. You know what I mean? In length, and it's not just something that you're watching, it's something that you frequently participate in.
And
Just
it's
an
free.
enjoyable experience, and everybody who hasn't tried this yet needs to make it happen. It really is something else.
And it's free. And if you notice the pattern, and it's not always free, but it's subsidized, it's Oculus Studios again. That evil fucking Facebook, man. I hate those people.
Bastards
But
keep
those,
bringing awesome stuff into VR, like they have the monopoly on awesome stuff. Viveport has exclusives too. Nobody talks about those, but I think we need to change that, Roots. I think that we need to have an episode, maybe next week on the Monday show. We'll take a look at some of the Vive exclusives, and people don't realize how much of this stuff is out there. There actually is quite a bit of it, and I think we need to put a spotlight on it. What do you say?
yeah, I think it's a really good idea.
All right. So tune in next week for that. Roots and I, as the topic next week, we're going to pick out a few of our favorite Vive exclusives, or maybe they'll be like Vive Focus exclusives. Maybe they'll be Cosmos exclusives. There's tons of these things out there if you look for them. And we're going to pick a few and educate for a change. All right. So that brings us into our topic. And we wanted to just explore a phenomenon. It's something that's it's present in all gaming, but it's very prominent in VR. And it's this thing that happened like with zombie games, for example. Arizona Sunshine came out and people just couldn't get enough of that. So all of a sudden we have Contagion. All of a sudden we have all of these other Brookhaven Experiment, all of these other zombie games, and even though it's still not enough, at least people are giving it. They recognize that we want more zombie games, and they're coming. We've got Walking Dead games on the way. They just keep coming, and I couldn't be more thankful for it. Same thing with wave shooters. We had Space Pirate Trainer came out. Then Blasters of the Universe came out, and then Shooty Fruity came out, Sneaky Bears came out, Singularity came out, and I know that it's a lot, but it's never enough. We love wave shooters. The developers know it, and they feel a responsibility to us to give us what we want, and we want more wave shooters. So thank you, devs, for fulfilling that need. Now, fast forward, a year, 2 years, Beat Saber comes out, a phenomenon, the most successful game in VR history. I mean, this is it, Ruuts. This is the most successful VR game, right?
Right, and like you said, like everything one wanted to be Space Pirate Trainer, everybody, all the rhythm games want to be Beat Saber or as successful, right?
Right, and people can't get enough of this stuff. And I think that they say we want more. We want more rhythm games, and I don't think they realize that the developers, just like they were on our side with the zombie games, and just like they were on our side with the wave shooters, they're on our side here too. Because not only did we have Beat Saber, but not long after that we had Audica, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is Beat Saber 2.0, in my opinion.
Even better, right?
Right. Yeah, this thing's amazing.
And then what else, Ruuts? People don't understand just how many of these are available, and I know it's still not quite enough, but there's more than what people think. So name it. Let's talk about this. Give us another one, Ruuts.
Okay, so I'm gonna give one that's recent, so recent that my legs are sore. Okay, Pistol Whip, and
beautiful.
This is another one. This is and these three especially, and these are going to be pretty much the three that all have something in common that all of the other ones that we're going to discuss don't have, and that is originality, thinking outside the box, and doing exactly what we've said. Like whether it's rhythm games, whether it's shooters or whatever, it's like, okay, you want to make a rhythm game, you want to make a wave shooter, then it needs to be a unique rhythm game. It needs to be a unique wave shooter that no one else has done before, that does something that everybody else hasn't done, which is exactly what Pistol Whip is doing, and that's why it's so amazingly received, right?
Yeah, unique, very, very different. Like Synth Riders, for example. Never seen this concept before in VR. Have you, Ruuts?
Yeah. Never seen this one, except for quite a couple of other times.
Okay, okay, that's a bad example. Box VR. This is a completely unique concept. Am I wrong, Ruuts?
Yeah, no, this one, actually, no, yeah, this one looks the same as a lot of the other ones.
Okay, my bad. What about Audio Trip? That's a different one, right?
Yeah, this one's new. Now, this one is different than Synth Riders because instead of circles, it's got triangles.
Exactly. So, originality. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you got to get original, and this looks totally different. And a lot of people would say, yeah, the environments are different, and that's okay, but it's not gonna sell the game, man. So
yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so that's a bad example. What about Beat Blasters? That's an original concept, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Beat Blasters. No, well, I guess this one is a little bit unique, but it's so fucking hard that I don't know that anyone's ever gonna play it because
look, it has triangles too, though. Look.
Oh yeah, triangles and moving and shooting stuff.
Yeah, I don't even. You dodge walls. You don't dodge walls in any of these other games, do you?
No. This is completely different.
Well, what about shooting orbs? These are I mean, those orbs are teal colored. I haven't shot any teal colored orbs before, Ruuts.
No, I haven't either. Actually, and there's some different things that you're shooting. I mean, yeah, that's not any different though.
Okay. Well, all right. So obviously we need more of these games. We don't have enough. I mean, am I forgetting any of this stuff, Ruuts? I think we pretty much named them all, didn't we?
No. Yeah, we that's it. That's oh wait, no, there's this one, Rhythm Defender.
Rhythm Defender.
Yeah, now this is a very unique one because you're not shooting blocks and stuff. You're shooting UFOs, and so it's completely different.
Yeah,
So
that is different.
yeah, it's thinking outside the box. Let's look at this one for a second because it's taking a bit.
It's
I
got a
was
laser ball. I can
yeah
see
you,
that. That's different.
yeah you got laser ball. You got all sorts of uh cool things going on. Yeah, this is taking too long. So yeah, this is definitely one that I did not know existed, and I did not know that I could enjoy shooting UFOs, and that's definitely different.
For
Um,
sure. So
and
that's
if you,
it then, right?
yeah, no, there's one more. If you that's not enough for you, then we've got Dance Collider for you. You want to dance around, and this is different because you're dancing,
Oh,
but
yeah,
you're
that sounds really different.
punching orbs.
Well, I
So,
mean, what color are they?
well, I think they're. I will say I don't even know what color. I think they're. Yeah, okay. So you got purple and green. Now this doesn't look anything like any of the other games where the orbs are flying at you because you got a dancing person. You know,
Right, right.
um,
Totally different.
totally
Unique.
different. Yeah, yeah, and
Okay,
that
so
that
okay, point proven. That's it. I get it. That's enough. That's all of them though, right?
yeah. Well, I wish that was it because we got this one called Power Beats. This one is cool because you're shooting a bunch of or not even shooting, you're hitting a bunch of these things. The orbs are different, and I think you
They're
get
not glowing this time. They're not like glowing
yeah,
orbs.
but you get to duck this time, and you have like a a hammer to hit stuff.
So yeah, like it's like Thor. It's like
Yes.
Thor's rhythm game.
Yeah, so you get to be Thor's. Now, some of these were going back in time, like because this one, the next one is Audio Shield. Now, everybody knows Audio Shield, and this is one of the most original ones, right? This is what all of these orbs were based after. Was this one? Um, and so that I mean that sadly isn't even it. Like we really could keep going on
Oh
because
yeah, there was what VR rhythm boxing. We didn't add that one in.
there was a couple more that at least, and we weren't even looking to pull more, and you were pulling more. And so we were. I mean, the point is there's just there's a genre. It becomes popular. You have a Beat Saber. You have a Space Pirate Trainers that does so well, and every developer says I want to do that, and everybody sets out at the same time to make the same game, all releasing about the same time. But we're past that with this, right? We're now at the point where they're still coming out, and don't get me wrong, Pistol Whip, Audica needs to come out. We need more of those type of games. We don't need another game where we're moving down the track and we have guys popping out and we're shooting them to rhythm and dodging bullets. We've got it. It's called Pistol Whip. You know what I mean? Like at some point, the developers need to think outside the box, and it sounds easy, but it really should be. It's like if the game already exists, don't make the same game with a little bit of a twist and then I mean, you can do whatever you want. Just don't be surprised when nobody buys it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, in case you guys haven't figured it out, we've kind of, in an ass backwards, tongue in cheek kind of way, we're trying to make a point here. You know, zombie shooters are an awesome genre, but people have this gag reflex when you start talking about new zombie shooters today because of what happened to them after the Arizona Sunshine came out. Wave shooters are fun. It's a great idea, concept for a game. But what happened after Space Pirate Trainers and Blasters of the Universe came out? That they ran it into the ground. So we've got awesome rhythm games here with Beat Saber, Audica, and Pistol Whip. And even a couple of these other ones that we kind of laughed at were actually pretty good games too. But we're in danger zone here, folks. This is a great genre. We are on the verge now of ruining it. Let's take it easy. let's try to have an original idea. Let's not all try to run to the bank with Beat Saber's money here, because it's not going to work anyway. All you're going to do is sour people on what is a very fun, very engaging, and one of the best genres to experience in VR. Again, what makes these games good is what makes all good games good, and that is an original concept, fully fleshed out and developed, and cheap knockoffs aren't going to work here, just like they've never worked on anything else before.
Yeah, especially as everything's developing so fast and the games are getting so much better. And, you know, now you've got pistol. I mean, for the love of God, please, let's not. I don't want to see like 17 pistol whips. You know what I mean? And
I want to
mean,
see 17 more tracks for Pistol Whip.
yes,
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I guess if they came up with a wittier name than Pistol Whip, you know,
Whistle
come
Pip.
up. Yeah, or like shotgun butt to the face or something, or I don't know. Like, you know, they'll come up with some kind of name that's some kind of twist, and it'll be something similar, and everybody will be like, "Ooh, it's," you know, if anything, the reason why Audica and even this, you know, like they'll say, "Oh, this isn't Beat Saber," you know, it's because Beat Saber was so good, and so well received, and it, you know, this is a completely different game, but you know, you're almost setting yourself up to fail if you're going to make the exact same game as the game that everybody loves, you know.
As we've pointed out, it's getting to the point of being ridiculous. I mean, if it keeps going on at this pace with the stupid ass rhythm games, I'm going to, at one point in the future, send a Terminator back in time to kill Yaroslav Beck so that we never have Beat Saber.
Oh,
and then what are you guys going to do?
Yeah, then there's no Audica. Oh, I might have to stop you with that. You know, now we're gonna have a creative difference here.
Have a Terminator battle, so like my older Terminator is going to have to take on your younger Terminator because you're trying to save Audica while I'm trying to kill Beat Saber.
Yeah, see, and that's a conundrum because I support your mission to kill Beat Saber in that scenario. It actually would be good, although it could. I mean, Audica could still exist, but maybe not. You know, Harmonix. Yeah, Harmonix probably would have though. Yeah.
Yeah, Harmonix. This is what they do, brother. This is why Audica is better than Beat Saber. This is what they've been doing from day one, way back when.
Yeah.
But yeah, Judgment Day, the day Beat Saber came out of early access, right?
That's right. Changed everything. Made Weasel send everything. Had to send back Terminator in time.
Yeah, and only if Beat Saber had triangles. I mean, that'd be perfect, man, right?
Yeah, or circles. You know, why square?
Yeah,
you know,
well,
I think that's square is.
We should have options, right?
Yeah, actually, that would be kind of cool if you could have different shapes and symbols or something. You know,
it'd be cool if they had
you could have like a diamond.
Cool like if a square had a certain property when you slice it, and a triangle meant something different, you had to hit it different, or a circle, you had to do something else to that. I mean, that would be a way to add diversity into the Beat Saber structure, which is what I feel like it needs. It needs more diversity in gameplay other than just slicing.
Yeah, shooty fruity. Yeah.
Sneaky bears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh goodness. All right. I think it's going to wrap up Monday show 13. What'd you think? Did you like it? If you did, click that thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell to keep up with all of our content here on the Virtual Strangers channel. Stay tuned, folks. More videos coming up this week. We've kind of laid back and slacked off a little bit lately. We're going to catch up a little bit this week, and we've got some cool stuff coming. Keep an eye out for that. And I guess that's it. For Ruuts, I'm Wes. We want to thank you for watching, friends. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See you later.